Good to see you all. Hello, Periscope friends and family, and Facebook friends and family. This is Stephanie Derrick. Glad to see you. Hello, Miss Adriana. Glad that you're joining me. It's been a while. I'm here today, you all. I told you I was coming on every day, doing everything I can. It's been a little tough. I was in court today as a silent partner. Silent. Hello, Douglas. So glad to see you. Thanks for joining. We'll be talking tomorrow. All right. And I was in court today representing my daughter in a probate case today. So we're glad to know that everything went very well. And we have no problems in that area now. So we're thankful to our attorney for doing a great job for us. So my daughter is a property owner at this time. Yay. Go Ebony. But anyways, I have on here, encourage our young people to save and invest their money instead of spending every dollar. This is just was kind of brought out to me today because a few weeks ago, I had went over to Chick-fil-A and met a lady there. She was just a stranger, but she had a story for me. So I'm going to go back and talk about her story in just a few minutes. And this is what gave me the idea to speak on this topic today. And anybody who wants to know a little bit more about some saving and investing and life insurance, definitely click on Douglas Anthony Eze, who is in my comments, and he can help you. Hi, Treese. Good to see you. So, you all, we need to encourage our young people to save and invest their money instead of spending every single dollar that they receive. This is just the truth. Periscope, make sure you give me some hearts if you like this topic, and make sure that you like and share. Everybody out there, like and share, especially if you have somebody who's young, who's out there making their money for the first time. So this is very important. Thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things I want you to realize, as older people, I am now 50. It is my position and my place to help tell young people what should be expected. We need to help them, you all, because a lot of us is not in a good place ourselves financially. We need to let them know if you made mistakes, share your mistakes so they don't make the same mistakes too. This is very important. We want them to be able to be better money managers than even their parents. But if we as parents and as guardians and people who are in charge of young people, if we don't explain this to them, they don't know what to do with their money. So it is our position and our job to help them in any way that we can. So you all, I just encourage you to sit down with any young people that you know and give them the real story. Oh yes, I have Adrian said, be transparent so they can learn from our mistakes. That is just the truth. That's right, Douglas, it's true. That's right, we need to be true to our kids. Very important. You all, if we don't do this, what kind of future will they have? And we're just being real. What kind of future will they have? Douglas says experience is the best teacher. Yes, it is. But Douglas, there is no reasons for our children to have to file bankruptcy, to have to live on the streets, to have to walk, to have to give up their car, have to lose their home, when we could have just taught them and talked to them. So if we don't do anything else financially, please talk to your children about finance, about money. They only learning what they see. Hello, Miss Tina. Glad to see you. They're only learning what they see. So it's very important. I just encourage you to continue to do this. Now, like I said again, the reason I started talking about this is because just by chance I was in the Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to give you a lady's story that she gave to me. Okay, she was in there. She looked really tired. She just really did. She was just tired. And she came in there, got her some food. So she was just talking to me and I was in the line. What the lady had said was, she said, "Oh, I just got off work." And I looked at her and I was like, man, she looks a little older. And she said, "Yeah, it's been a long day. I worked 8 hours today." And I was like, okay. And she said, "Yeah, I'm kind of tired." I was like, all right. And she said, she just looked at me. And I said, "Are you not retired?" And she said, "Oh, no, ma'am. I was retired, but I had to go back and go on my job." And I said, "So why is that? Why are you having to do that?" And she said, "Well, ma'am, I'm 68 years old." She said, "I wish somebody would have told me something." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I wish somebody would have told me when I was young I needed to save my money." And I was like, "Oh." I said, "Oh." And she said, "So when it was time for me to retire, there wasn't enough money for me to retire on." She said, "I'm 68 and I am working at a car dealership moving cars for $10 an hour." And I said, "Is that what you wanted to do?" She said, "Oh, no, ma'am." She said, "Let me just tell you something." She said, "I worked the job and I did really well on my job." She said, "But I got cancer. And when I was diagnosed with cancer," she said, "I was still on my job and had really good insurance at that time." And I was like, okay. She said, "So I beat cancer that first time." I was like, "Well, that's wonderful. You're a blessed woman." She said, "But then I got cancer a second time." I was like, "Oh." She said, "In that time, I had already retired." And she said, "It almost wiped out everything that we had on the second bout of cancer." She said, "My husband and I, we thought it was pretty good, but when something unexpected comes like that, it could take every piece of money that you have." And I was like, whoa. She says, "So I'm 68 years old and having to work." I said, "Can you not retire right now?" And she said, "I cannot retire. I do not have enough money to live on without us going to work. My husband and I are both working." So I said to her, what is it that you could tell someone younger than you? If you could talk to the 25-year-old you again, what would you tell someone 25, since you are now 68? What would you tell them? And she said to me, "You need to learn how to save your money for that rainy day." She said, "Just to be frank, I didn't think I'd make it to 68. She said, "But I'm here." And she said, "And I do not have any money. If I do not go to work, there will not be any money there." I would tell my 25-year-old self to save and invest for the future. Because if you don't, you will end up like me. And this is not a good place to be. She said, "I was very tired today." She said, "By the way, I did beat my second bout of cancer." And I said, "That is wonderful. You are really a blessed woman." She said, "I have great spirits. I have great spirits." Oh, Douglas said that I'm so true, and she is not alone. You all, we have to do better financially. I hope that this is saying something to someone. This came from a stranger who told me this. That stranger could be you. That stranger could be your mother. That stranger could be your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, your family. And you don't really know their situation. You just really don't. We don't really go into our finances per se. We talk about movies. We talk about cars, talk about church. We talk about everything that doesn't matter, but we don't talk about finance. It's like taboo in our community. Why is that taboo? You need to know how to manage your money. And if you don't know how to manage it, then you need to get with somebody who can help you in that area. Please understand, it's only being spoken because when I heard that story, I was like, whoa, how many people out here is really in this kind of predicament? I'm getting older, and just in my own personal story, I didn't think I would be alone. I didn't think I would be by myself. I thought I would still have a husband. I thought I would have some wonderful retirement probably coming in. But I have to say, I am a frugal woman. I don't spend everything that I receive. So sit down with these children. Sit down with these teenagers. Sit down with these 20-year-olds who out there blowing their money all day. Pay off their debts and start saving and investing their money. I'll say again, if you're online with me, y'all need to definitely click on Douglas Eze because he can help you. He is very good when it comes to learning some things about having insurance on yourself. Look, if we can't leave anything else to somebody, at least have some insurance to leave to your next generation. Just don't have them out here begging and doing a GoFundMe because you done died and we don't have enough money to bury you. That's embarrassing as a family, and it's embarrassing to your children who may have to handle this because we didn't do what we needed to do as parents, as loved ones, as family members. We need to come together and learn better than what we're doing right now. So I heard something today, and I just want to share it because I thought it was outstanding information. An older man had said, hey, I look at my life in quarters. You all, I never thought about this, but this man said it. He said, I look at my life in quarters. From 0 to 20, we in our first quarter. From 0 to 20, they just growing up, y'all. They just getting there. They just starting to experience life. Remember when you was in your first quarter? You was excited and you was fearless. And then we go to the second quarter. The second quarter is from 21 to 40. So from 21 to 40, you're living in your second quarter. For the ones who don't understand, that is when you are making your most money. This is when you should be in your hustle. You should be hustling, making things happen in your second quarter. 21 to 40. These are some good times. Remember, some of us was really terrible in that second quarter. You know, we was all kind of cute back then in that second quarter. I remember. Okay, and then third quarter, 41 to 60. 41 to 60 is the third quarter. You all, I'm already in my third quarter. Oh my gosh. What? Who knew? I didn't know I'd make it this far. But I'm glad to see the third quarter. Some people never got out of the first quarter. And some people are going away in the second quarter. But for the ones who make it to the fourth quarter, you are now 61 to 80 years old. You're in the fourth quarter. Oh my gosh. You are blessed people if you are in the fourth quarter. You are blessed. You are still here. And anyone who is 81 and over, you are in a double portion. You are in overtime. So just look at it like that. We all trying to make it to overtime, y'all. And if we do make it to overtime, we need some money while we there. Or somebody is going to be straining and stressing to take care of you while you're in overtime. You shouldn't be a strain or stress to anyone if you make it to overtime. 81 and above. My great-grandmother made it to overtime. She made it to 101 years old. I had another great-grandmother. She made it to overtime. She made it to 95 years old. So longevity is definitely in my family. And my own grandmother made it to overtime. She made it to 86 years old. So we need to teach our children finances. And if you got to start with yourself first, then do that. Start with you. But as you well can see, I am past my time. 15 minutes, 49 seconds, and I am going to be off here. It has been wonderful. I want to get some shout outs. I seen Latrice. Good that you came on. Hello, Patricia, my cousin. So good to see you. Also, I have Natalie. Thanks for coming on. Kevin Malone, I'm glad to see you. Who's that? Estelle, glad to see you. That used to be one of my co-workers. Yay. Sharonda, glad to see you. You must have just joined. It's been wonderful. You all like and share. If you need any of my advice or any help, make sure you click on stephaniederrick.com in the comments. And if you're a music lover and like any kind of music, like inspirational music, smooth jazz, styles like that, go to my radiancemusic.com. It'll be music that will encourage you. Okay? So it's been great, but I ain't keeping you long. I am off of here. And as you well know, peace.